When it comes to DreamWorks animation, there are a lot of films that they've made that I really, really love. But a lot of the films they've made, I also really don't like as well. And that's like Shark Tale and the Madagascar sequels and a couple of the Shrek sequels, more so Puss in Boots. But then, you got Kung Fu Panda, which I think is a fantastic franchise. Then you have the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, which I love a lot. Then you have Rise of the Guardians, which unfortunately got panned by critics and could use a sequel, but I thought was a fantastic movie, both animated-wise and story-wise. So I get very hesitant when it comes to viewing a DreamWorks movie just because I've seen a very indiscriminate pattern where some movies look really, really good and some movies look really, really bad. For example, I think Home is a good showing of that because Home, in my opinion, wasn't a good animated movie. There was just something about it that felt off. But then, when you watch How to Train Your Dragon 2, you're like, wow, that is a fantastic movie. Or you watch Kung Fu Panda 3, and you're like, again, another fantastic movie. So, what's going on here? So, let's watch Trolls together. Now, Trolls is starring James Corden, Anna Kendrick, and Justin Timberlake. And this is, again, the DreamWorks formula where they're using big celebrities to be their voice actors. And I think it doesn't always work with DreamWorks because sometimes just the story of the movie isn't that good. Again, with Home, you had Jim Parsons and Rihanna, both very big celebrities, yet Home wasn't that great. I mean, I actually just have the information right here. So Home actually was decent with its money. It was budgeted for about $135 million, not including marketing expenses, and made $386 million at the box office. So it did well more than half. But, ratings-wise, it has like a 47% score on Rotten Tomatoes, which isn't that good. But then, you look at Kung Fu Panda 3. It was made for $145 million, and it made $518 million. So that's pretty good, and it has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 86. Then you look at How to Train Your Dragon 2. Again, budgeted at $145 million, Rotten Tomatoes score of a 91, it looks like, and made $621 million. But then you kind of look at their other movies, and you're just like, what's going on here? This is a very weird pattern. Nothing makes sense. It's very peaks and valleys. And I get very, very cautious when it comes to them, like I said. So anyway, I've pretty much given my speech on DreamWorks movies. I'm looking forward to seeing what Trolls has. I hope the trailer is interesting. I think the voice acting and behind it is quite good. I don't know much about the behind-the-camera talent. And I've already talked for over 2 minutes, so let's get right into it. Yeah, I don't know anything about Mike Mitchell or Walt Dorm or the screenwriter Jonathan Ibley or Glenn Berger. But anyway, I'm curious to see what they got. So let's watch it together. Thank you for listening to my introduction to the reaction. And let's go. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. Oh boy.
My name is Branch.
This must be Justin. From the creators of Shrek. Oh gosh.
Why do I live in a
Animation's interesting. It looks like a pop-up book.
Because right outside my door lurks
It's like animation too. It's interesting.
named Poppy.
Poppy's cute. That's Anna Kendrick's character. Oh, it's a musical. That's
Poppy
cool.
is the leader of the trolls.
Cool.
And it's not her fault she's so insanely happy.
I love the colors. The colors are right.
She just never faced a real problem.
Ooh,
Until
what's
now.
This must be James Corden character.
Cupcake?
Oh,
Branch, we just got attacked by a Birkin.
Bergen. That's really
It took
cool.
everybody.
So the animation is pretty cool. I like that.
What's your plan?
To rescue everyone and make it home safely.
Pop-up book.
So you're going to scrapbook them to freedom.
Solid burn, Branch.
All right, Justin Timberlake's I Got This Feeling. Good song. I do like that song.
It goes electric, baby.
That's really cool. I like what we use here for that. Oh, his hair's actually whip. That's cool.
Sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that
That's pretty funny.
This one.
Work your shift.
Alright, cool. We got some fun little humor. I like this. This works. This works. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Seems a little campy, but the animation is pretty cool looking. We'll give you that. It's really good, nice animation. That's cool. I like that. Happy Place. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, this is wild. Anna Kendrick, Justin, Zoe, Russell Brand, James Corden. Oh, James Corden's character is not the bad guy. My bad.
May I?
Romance? Oh, He burned it. Ooh.
Mm.
Love that. Trolls.
Dreamworks Trolls.
I like how it's hair. The title part's hair. That's pretty cool. I like that. Okay. Ooh, starting again. Jesus. Ha, didn't mean to do that. I clicked replay by accident. I was watching it on YouTube, though I do have the file on my computer. So I think the animation is really, really interesting here. The voice acting, it sounds pretty normal from what I got, so I actually like it. Honestly, Anna Kendrick I didn't even recognize right away, and same with Justin Timberlake. I was looking forward to hearing a bit more of James Corden, but I got completely confused, thought he was the villain of the film, and I'm not even sure who the villain of the film is going to be voiced by. So, if you know that, let me know in the comments below. This was made by the creators of Shrek, they said, and I can kind of see a little bit of a Shrek vibe. I thought the humor in the trailer was decent. I will give it that. I was really, really blown away with the animation, and I don't know much about troll dolls, so I like how Justin Timberlake's character is able to, use his hair. That was pretty clever right there. As to whether or not I want to go see this in the theater, I feel like this is a wait for a DVD type movie. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's definitely something I want to check out. But I just don't see it really grabbing me. It seems more like another goofy comedy movie, but it does seem better than Home. And the animation is so unique, it's so colorful, and I think colors is a very, very important thing when it comes to animation, for obvious reasons. But I just think that it really helps it stick out. Frozen with its many shades of blue and pinks and purples was really made the film visually stunning to look at, and the same applies to How to Train Your Dragon with the fire, with the reds and the blues. So I like how here it's kind of like a combination of pink and even black, which really isn't like a bright color, obviously. But I love how Justin Timberlake's character really stuck out, and this animation style is different. I like the use of the hair. I like how the logo was made of hair. So that I feel like I've ranted on about DreamWorks for enough time. So I think this movie has potential. I have to really mull over whether or not I want to see it in the theater. So I'm curious if you guys will be checking it out. I think that the star power technique, though, here works for DreamWorks. So anyway, it's a decent trailer, but I'm still not 100% convinced that they need to get my money, at least for the viewing. Maybe a matinee. All right, so share your thoughts about the trailer in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching with me and listening to my thoughts about DreamWorks animation. I am a pretty big Disney fan, as you know, or animation fan. I've done a couple videos at least on this channel discussing, animation. So maybe I can do a DreamWorks video at some point to kind of go through it. I think the best DreamWorks movie is Sinbad, but the critics will disagree. All right, so share your thoughts about the trailer in the comments below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to check out the Twitter and the Snapchat and the Instagram page if you want to follow me. I appreciate that, and we'll talk soon. All right, bye guys.